Welcome back to Omni Garage. So here I have Ryobi's 18V edger, and as you can see, this blade here is ready for replacement. I mean, I haven't replaced this since the ownership of my tool. It's probably 4 or 5 years, something like that. And here I've got the replacement blade. So if you have this tool, the specific model for this is OED 1850, so there it is there.
And this is different to the edger attachment that you use for like the expand it tool or the 36V, so it's specific to this particular 18V.
There is also a specific product number on there as well, which you could get, which is slowly rubbed off, and that's also matched with that product number there. 6380, la-di-da-di-da. And so if you're interested in this tool, Omni Garage has made a specific use case video showcasing this tool in action and how we use it, what you recommend you pair up with the battery and things like that. So if you're interested in how this tool works, go back and check that video out. But this is specifically about replacing this blade because I'm in desperate need of doing that. I'm hoping that this is super easy. So it's a 13mm bolt on there. It should just screw off, mind you. Who knows?
Yeah, I recall from doing this on my tool, it was quite tight. Yeah.
You're just weak.
Yeah, no, it's interesting, right? The piece that we've got here that has all of the attachments on it as well was not the same piece that I bought probably about 18 months ago for my exact same
Well, you
engine.
used to be able to just buy the blade, right?
You did.
Just used to be able to buy that. But as you can see, it's come with all these other bits.
So you've got the whole new assembly now. Actually, look at that, it'd be quite satisfying cleaning that out. Oh, easy. That's all there is to clean out.
Do they give me a new bolt, or they give me a whole new everything? So that's pretty cool.
It can all come out.
So we'll just replace exactly everything, eh? So we got this from Bunnings yesterday. It was like $36, $32.
36.
$36. I guess it won't be much cheaper if you just bought the blade. I saw some blades that were 20 something odd dollars.
I think it was like $22, $23 when I got a blade.
So you save yourself a couple of dollars if you can buy the blade. Well, they might even give us some instructions. So you don't know what you're doing, and if I don't know what I'm doing, then they do give you some instructions. Oh, so much more length, eh? Let's just...
Yeah, compare those two. You're going to be able to pull the height of cut up on that. Look at the difference here.
Far out. It's not even... Well, there we go. Look how much I've ground that down. So quite a lot of questions we get with this tool is, how do I get my line nice and straight? So I'll just explain this because it's quite hard to write about it. So you have your concrete edge and you have grass. So somewhere in between that is where you want your edge. Now where those two meet is you put the blade right in between the edge of the concrete and the edge of the grass, and you use the concrete line to run your wheel along, and that's what creates your nice edge. Now, people say, oh, well, can you cut the concrete? I mean, if you go, if you go perpendicular to the concrete, then that blade will definitely make a div in the concrete, right? You've done that before just to try it out?
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna cut your concrete, right? This is not...
but you can take a little chunk out.
You will take chunks out of the edge, correct. But if you're using that wheel as the guideline,
and if you go parallel with the edge that you're interested in and slide that across, then you won't cut the concrete. Now, people say, oh, in the other couple of videos that we've had, oh, what's that noise of the grinding? Well, duh. If you have a metal blade against concrete and it's sliding across, it's going to sound like it's doing damage, yeah?
And what you'll find as well is that even when you've got it aligned properly, it's this blade here, the inside will be catching the edge.
Will be catching the inside.
Correct.
And it's like it's a real light shave across there. It doesn't damage the inside of the concrete or anything like that. It's only when you go perpendicular, which you don't do, that you create that. Now, the reason why this blade has come all the way down is I've just used it a lot. So when you're cutting things like, you know, if you're cutting your divot for the first time, then that will cause excessive wear on the blade. So if you're not using it regularly, then it's having to do more work every time you reintroduce that cut into the edge. If there's stones and gravel and stuff like that within that edge, then of course you're going to wear this down. But this has been like this for a couple of years and I've had no problems with it. Far out, that extra length on there is going to be not necessarily life-changing, but definitely will help cut through the edges that I have at the moment. You know, sometimes it's been getting kind of stuck and it hasn't been able to give me that nice crisp edge. So
what height do you have the cut set on there for that wheel height?
I have it set at the lowest setting, which is
So you're going to be able to change that probably.
No, I always have it on the lowest.
Oh, you always have it on the lowest. Okay, so it's basically going to.
But I have noticed that there's been a few parts where the concrete level and the grass level aren't quite equal, and so this blade hasn't been cutting anything because of that reduced length. So I'm really excited to get back in there and get some nice edges. Tighten this back up. And there we have it. That's a real simple, easy install, and I think it's going to help improve the performance of this tool.
I think we need to give it a quick run outside. Just get your initial impressions after cutting with that other one for 2 years.
So just like any other good installment, you've got to give your tool a bit of a run. So I typically pair this tool with a 5 amp hour battery, and that gives me 20 odd minutes, and that's enough to get around my section here. But let's try it out. You can definitely see that I have not dug this for a while because I've had that small tiny blade on there.
Yeah, so that just hasn't been getting anywhere near down there. Look at that, it's like a first time you've cut that edge.
So there we go, that's what you're going to expect when you're digging your channel for the first time. It flicks up a lot of dirt, it makes a huge mess. The tool does sort of struggle a little bit, but once you've dug your trench in here and you continually use this tool, over time it'll get better and it'll get easier to use, and it will leave you with a nice solid edge.
What happened to your door?
Mud on it. Just had a mud fest.
Get a new blade and you get a door like this.
Alright, so that was a real quick install about replacing this blade on the Ryobi 18V edger. So if you're interested in going through and having a look at how this tool works, a full operational video has been created by us at Omni Garage, so go back and check that video out. So that's it from Omni Garage. Please subscribe to the channel, give us a like if you're interested in this type of content, and stay tuned for the next one.